All right.
Okay, well, welcome to the second iteration of the masterclass or Criminal Six's title, Mind of a Unicom. So we're going to get into Mind. ChatBonks from the clan Bonks, formerly known as Peeds. Is this a permanent name change or?
To be determined.
Okay. Anyway, he is Twitch streamer. You can get his Twitch here in here. We light him up in the channel when he goes live. If you're interested, I think it's Twitch slash Chatbonk, right?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, without further ado, Chad is going to talk about the gearing and the daring, and maybe a little Marceau slash Smallend. And go ahead and take it away. Make sure you're on mute, but you can ask questions anytime you want.
All right. Thank you so much. So, yep, I am the ye old ChatBonk. I've been playing this game since I think August of 2016. So I have a little bit of time under my belt. Not nearly as much as some of the people who started as like beta testers and things like that, but I have a decent amount of time. Um, my favorite class is destroyers, which is why I'm doing this. I'm best in destroyers by a significant margin. And that's not to say I'm bad in other classes, but this I find is the most fun. Um, and I don't know. The reason I'm doing gearing and daring, because I did get questions about this from friends and other people. Nobody plays this ship right. I I was watching Citizen last night, and the man just had like one bad game where he did very little damage and just kind of got kicked around, and then said the ship is bad and like left it at that. And that's not fair because the gearing is actually very good. Um, it has a lot of strengths that most people just kind of ignore or forget about because it's sluggish. It's 36 knots in a straight line. That's not good. That's like many ships can achieve or get close to that. I mean, shit. This thing without speed flag and without speed boost is only half a knot slower than a Des Moines with speed flag, or close to that. So it's not a fast ship. And the turning circle is fine, and so is the rudder shift, but it's huge. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It's big and it's slow and it doesn't handle particularly well. So it gets this reputation as being kind of outclassed by basically everything, and I just don't think that's fair. The daring, on the other hand, is just very fun to play. I really enjoy playing this. It's my favorite silver DD, so not a special one like these two down over here, like this guy and this guy. Um, so just very briefly before we jump into the randomness, um, this thing actually does have a few strengths. Back in the day, before the IFHE changed and where they unified gun values and stupid crap like that, the gearing used to be pretty hard to kill because it has this 21 millimeter plate that runs basically from the waterline all the way up the side of the ship. It doesn't exist on the deck armor, but it's right here. So in a gunfight, let's say you're shooting center mass because like that's what you're supposed to do. It used to be that anything that wasn't a Russian 130 millimeter gun would shatter against this belt, including obviously gearing HE. So you actually had some pretty decent armor that, since this thing doesn't take battleship pens anymore, makes it very difficult for some ships, especially if you don't know what you're doing, to really outtrade this, despite technically being superior. A great example is the Daring, which has at most, because you don't run IFHE, you have 19 millimeters of pen. So that means if you're hitting the gearing center mass, you're not going to kill it. You're going to shatter a lot of your shots. Like, yeah, you'll hit the superstructure too, but if you start losing, a quarter to half of your DPM, while this guy doesn't, that's not a good trade. And the Geary does have good firepower. I mean, 2.8-second reload is fine, and that's just with one commander skill. Because I run torpedoes here. Obviously, you could drop that for gunpowder, and we can actually do that since it's free. Now it gets down to 2.5. That's very competitive. It's not insane by any stretch of the imagination, but that gunpowder really should not be underestimated because you can do a ton of damage to things that don't really expect it. And again, it's just people don't respect the gearing as a ship. The torpedoes are fantastic. These are some of the best torpedoes you can get in the game. The range is by far the best out of any of the hybrids, which this is, or even the torpedo boats. I mean, it's better than Holland torpedoes. They hit harder, they have longer range, and yeah, they're slower and they reload slower, but I mean, it's not really that bad. 100 seconds or thereabouts for reload is excellent. The damage is fantastic. The concealment is amazing, combined with the high speed means that you really will catch a lot of people off guard with this ship. And so the main weakness of the ship, and let me just put on a speed flag because I know I'm going to want one for this, is the speed and the perception that this has as being kind of a slow, cumbersome ship. But to be fair, you can use that to your advantage, right? If the enemy team expects a gearing to rush in and die or not do anything, then you can kind of play to their hubris and beat them because they're not going to expect you to make smart plays. The gearing is an excellent ship. It's not like the most competitive thing, but I think it outclasses or is at least on par with many of the destroyers at this tier. I mean, it's absolutely a good ship. So, real quick, I just want to show off the captain build that I'm currently running. Obviously, he's not even 19, so I get another, 3 skill points, which I'd probably put into either the torpedo reload skill, or an argument could be made for superintendent. You don't need RPF. You don't need brawler. This one hurts your concealment too much, I think. The speed one is okay, but I don't really think that the penalty to gunpowder is worth it necessarily. And then, obviously, this dazzle is a great skill, but it's kind of expensive, so you'd have to drop this, and then you'd have another 1-point skill to take in addition to this. I don't know, it's kind of up to you, but this is basically the core build. DPM, because that's everything. AR, because you absolutely cannot live without this. This is by far the most powerful skill in the game, tier for tier. That's why they up-tiered it. It's just insane. You need to have this skill. If you don't have it, you need to consider dropping something else. I would take this over a flat DPM buff, because the 5% reload that this gives you is insignificant when compared to this, because I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but at around half HP, I think you get a 15 or 10% reload buff, which is already at the very least double what this is. And you're gearing, you're going to take damage. So you absolutely want the most amount of firepower that you can get for free. Because again, you're going to take damage, so you might as well use that, to get your guns and torpedoes reloading faster. Alright.
Do you mind showing that screen again?
Oh, yes, sorry, hold on.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the captain build that I run on gearing. And again, if you have a preference for like superintendent to get that extra smoke, or you like to run a higher like torpedo build, for example, and you're like, I can take less fire chance and just take faster torpedo speed and rearm, that's also fine. There's no reason not to if that's like the way you're building your ship. Mine is pretty much the ultimate hybrid. It's got good enough gunpowder, and I spec a little bit into torpedoes as well, just to make it kind of, super versatile, which I think is the gearing's biggest strength, is it can do anything, and it can do it pretty well. So, except, obviously, it can't do anything about carriers, which seems to be quite a few in Tree now. Also, 18 DDs. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, we'll see.
This is like let's make a deal. What are we gonna get?
Yeah, pretty much.
Door number 1 or door number 2? Which do you prefer?
Well, obviously, if we can get a carrier-free game, that'd be the best. But I don't necessarily see that happening. We'll see.
While you're waiting, early thoughts on Dazzle versus RPF, generally on destroyers.
It depends on the destroyer. I think they're both good skills. It just depends on how you use them. I think RPF is a very overrated skill because I don't mean to be like rude, especially to someone, I know Flemo really, really likes that skill. He's an excellent player, so me, talking down on him wouldn't really make any sense. But I think he oversells the power of RPF. because with good positioning and a rough idea of where people might go, you basically negate the need for RPF entirely. And Dazzle, I mean, they're both good. They're both good. It just depends on how you want to play it. Dazzle is more of a I don't plan to be shooting very often because the benefit obviously doesn't exist if you shoot a lot, as opposed to, you get spotted, quickly go dark, and then, you get that dispersion buff.
You wanna explain to him what you were doing there when you were hovering over because I've seen you do it on your stream.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So at the start of the game, like nothing's happening right now. I'm not doing anything, so I might as well look at the teams. So at the start, what do we have? All right, this guy. We have each has a carrier. Their carrier is better by far. I don't even care about the experience. The ship is just better. This is a very, very powerful carrier. They have a Thunderer, which is scary, but maybe not so much for me. Her First George, don't really care about. Minotaur is scary. Colbert is scary. Radar, I don't really care that much. Holland is something to be concerned about. Benson, not so much. Kid is, and this thing has 8 km F3 torpedoes. So, just looking down the enemy team lineup, you can see what's happening. Also, I'm taking this moment to not move because there's a CV in the game, so I'm just going to wait and use my team to body block for me a little bit. Because if this guy does feel like throwing his planes away, he'll probably aim for one of these guys, and by the time he sees me, he can't turn.
And I noticed in Twitch, you also look at the emblem that they have with them, and you kind of use that as a gauge for looking at the players. I've seen you do that.
Yeah, that's not... Okay, so here's the thing. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let's see. French DD or French emblem. Let's see if I can find like a good example. I don't know if I can necessarily. All right, yeah, I don't really see anything that sticks out to me. Let's say you have like the top cruiser emblem or top destroyer emblem. That doesn't mean anything. All that means is at some point in your career of playing 100 battles in one of these ships, you managed to get a ton of damage. You can see my team's already like kind of taking a little bit of a break from going for the caps. But it's okay, because I can get on mid and I'll be fine. Be nice if the CV would have dropped me a fighter.
I think you're probably looking for stuff like a COTS emblem or stuff like that, right?
Not really. It's kind of just an easy way of guesstimating what people can and cannot do. It's not foolproof, and 9 times out of 10, it's not necessarily true either. So I'm doing, real quick, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to turn away and stop to throw off his aim. It did. He still hit me for 2k, but, could have been worse, right? He's shooting. Okay. Also, as you can see, I have a mod that shows me the PR and the win rate of enemy ships in that ship. This is not super useful. I would not recommend, relying on this in any way, but... Alright, so, we saw the kid right there, enemy kid's right in this area. I'm gonna drop torpedoes for him, because maybe those hit. He's probably gonna go behind this island. He's not gonna dive me. That's a terrible idea on his part. So he's probably gonna go over there. So we might hit with those torpedoes. The Herakaze turned in. They do have Alaska, which is scary, and I don't really have a ton of team support. So I'm gonna angle away so that if torpedoes come from either direction, they can't hit me. Okay, so we missed, but we predicted him perfectly. He's going this way behind this island. I just didn't drop torpedoes soon enough. Which isn't bad necessarily, it's just, oh well, I missed. I guess I'll try again. And he's probably going to get this drop off and hit me. Yeah, 8k. Very cool. And that's, I didn't go dark there because I was hoping he would miss, but I think he had torpedoes, or the rocket planes lined up. See what I mean about the carrier being good? That was 8k with a tier 8 carrier. Ship is extremely powerful. Alright, team. Any of you guys want to play? Do we have radar on this team? We don't. That's unfortunate. So the good news is the Alaska's too far away to radar. That's the best news. RCB did drop another fighter, but it doesn't really matter because this guy clearly knows what he's doing. So I think results might vary. see. Is he going in for my Benson? He is. So the reason I dropped torpedoes on the Alaska is because I don't think either of these destroyers are still in the smoke. I think they checked out and they've run away. So dropping torpedoes in these smokes doesn't do anything. I want to keep this guy from pushing in on me because that radar is very scary. And I think I actually gave him a perfect gap.
Engine boost deactivated.
Okay. That's the Colbert. Yeah, I think we're just gonna miss. Maybe he turns. I don't know. That might hit. Nah, it looks like it's not. Sucks. I wasn't firing before because I was trying to see where the enemy DVs were. I didn't really want to give them a, hey, I'm still in the smoke screen torpedo here. But I think they're going to do that anyways, or something. Oh man. It's kind of fun that all the HP I've lost so far is because of the stupid carrier that I can't do anything against. Because almost all of these are fighter planes, not actual rocket planes.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. The Twitch profile that we're looking at is what, please?
What's up?
Are we streaming on Twitch by any chance?
No.
No, I'm playing on Discord.
Ah, okay, cool.
We're streaming on Discord. This is the Holland. So nothing can really hit me here, so I'm just trying to stop to like get spotting damage on these things because I expect this guy to die. And I'm trying to get this Alaska killed off because that's the radar threat. Alright. Okay, I think that's the second fighter plane he's launched. So cool. Now, the Curvefirst is going to die. I guess I could try and snipe that kill, but that's really not that big of an issue, so I'm just going to let him run. Oh, no? Okay, never mind. I guess we're sniping a kill then. Because my entire team is on the other flank. Alright, fair enough.
Enemy battleship sunk.
I didn't need to take that kill, so I really wasn't going to. That's for the Georgia.
Engine boost activated.
That guy's gonna go behind the rock. Let's go forward. He came out reversing, so he's probably dropped torpedoes, or he definitely could have. Oh, he actually did tag the fighter there. That was a mistake on his part. Let's do that. Again, we're just hoping for torpedoes to hit. The Harikaze's up there. That's good. Our Akazuki should be able to finish him off. And we're holding the Capt pretty well. We do need someone in the middle ring because we only have people... What's that? That actually might be a CV torpedo. No. Maybe a Kid torpedo? Or a Benson torpedo? Again, we're just trying to, like, spot for the team. Because I can't shoot right now, otherwise I'll die. So I might as well just use my body for spotting, right? There we go. So that's another ship we helped kill because we were here spotting. Alright. I don't want to smoke, but this guy clearly knows what he's doing. So if he gets too close, I'm just going to go into concealment. Oh, good luck, Ognivoy. I believe in you. Alright. I don't think this guy is necessarily going to rush, but if he does, we'll make him turn out, and that way he can't push me. He is going to rush. Interesting. Which means that those torpedoes we predicted might actually tag him. And I don't think he got the option to torpedo me, but just in case, we're going to back up. and use the island as cover. He probably is going to drop them here toward me and the Brindisi. We'll see if we get lucky.
Deactivated.
Looks like not, but that's okay. Yeah, we didn't need those torpedoes to hit anyways. Those would have just been a nice, like, icing on the cake sort of thing. See, if there was one of them there with my Brindisi here, I'd probably just dive the smoke and kill them. But I'm a little bit concerned about doing that with 2 DDs.
And that's
George is not.
And that's a key right there. You understand that those 2 DEDs, especially the kid with a heal, probably is not going to be successful. So why throw your life?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a judgment call. I mean, sometimes you can get away with really, really dumb things because the enemy team, they're not as good as you, or they just don't pay attention. But I don't like my team's chance of winning because look at me, I'm the only one here, right? They have a George on the flank. These guys seem to be in love with the 1 and 2 line. These guys like these islands quite a bit. I'm the only one stopping them from running us over in points in this bid cap. So I cannot die because is the Octoboy going to do it? No, he doesn't have the gunpowder to stay here. Yoshino can't. Battleship sure as fuck aren't. Like, I'm the only one who can stay here and do this. So dying because I was too aggressive is just... It's a good way to lose for no reason. And I'm out of smoke because I have a smoke screen in front of me I can run to if I need it. But I want a spot for my team because, you know, I might get lucky. And the DD comes out here and I can spot him and these guys can all help me finish him off. But it looks like we're not getting a ton of luck. Their Benson and Kid don't really feel brave. If they rush me together, they kill me 100%. 100%. I would absolutely lose.
The enemy is about to win.
Which makes it pretty weird why they don't feel like doing that. I saw a torpedo indicator off my left and I immediately turned to look because I don't know, those torpedoes are going. Obviously, I can't use these just yet, so I'm going to try and hit the Georgia. And that's actually something, you know, technically I should not do. You never want to drop torpedoes if you know there's a chance that the destroyers might rush you. Because that's like your ultimate last-ditch effort. Otherwise, it's a pure gun battle. And at 10,000 HP, I'm only going to beat one of them, and there's 2 of them. So, essentially, I'm guaranteed to lose if they both attack me. So keeping one of those would probably have been smart, but I think we're okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... Oh, hello. Oh, he's backed out to spot me? Okay. I mean, that's free shots. He wasn't paying attention. And I'm going to push, because I know where the Holland is, I know where the Kid is, I know he's low. I do have a Yoshino. Maybe I can pull this off. The CB does seem to be helping me. Yeah, we're gonna push. We're gonna try and take out at least one of these guys. And now this guy can't go dark, so even though the planes are gone, he would be able to go dark, but he can't because I'm right here. Okay, I see the Benson in the smoke. He only now dropped torpedoes on, or started shooting me, which means he probably dropped torpedoes on me. And I probably just walked right back into them, but I need to... Alright, cool. Now we go forward. And this is the dodge the carrier. See, he thinks I'm going to stop, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep going. That's what you want to do. You want to run into concealment like that to juke their shots. Because now... Oh, we got him with rockets. Excellent. Alright, cool. Well, if this guy keeps going, he eats those torpedoes. And either way, we get this cap for free. Because they can't stop me now. Alright. Perfect. And now, let's turn just slight enough that we don't eat torpedoes, but... You know, I guess we could beat that guy in a 1v1 if we really wanted to. I have a lot of team support. Yeah, let's do it. Let's man mode this. Well, you see, that dodge right there was super important. Because if he had hit me with those torpedoes, I would have died. Even one of them, I would have died. But I'm still very much alive. And he is coming back with rocket planes, which is annoying, but whatever. My CVS torpedo bombers. So we know exactly where the Holland is. He's just sitting in this smoke screen. See, can you blind drop and smoke Mr. Carrier?
Engine boost deactivated.
I think he can. Oh, he hit the island. Do you see that? He hit the island right there at that end. So his planes got screwed up. That's good for me. They still have 2 destroyers. Oh, I guess it's the Hirakaze. I'm just... Nice. Good kill. Alright, let's go find the Holland.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
If I jump the Holland correctly, I should be able to kill it for free. I mean, look, I got a Yamato here. Yeah, I'm fine. We're gonna push. We're gonna push this guy out. I don't want him in the game anymore. I think he's... Yeah, right there. Oh, he's bow in! Oh, he's dead. Never be bow in. Never, never, never. Because look, he has no escape. He has to turn in, then turn away. Oh, this poor guy. And remember that 21mm plate? Yeah, he can't pen that either. So... I mean, he's doing damage, but he could have killed me if he... Well, he might have killed me. I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright. Hirakaze's out here. Let's go fight that. Yeah, if you're a destroyer captain, always back in the cap. There's almost never a reason to go face forward. It's almost a guaranteed death sentence. Alright, 1 on line of travel, and then we'll do 1 assuming he turns out. Oh, I guess he's just gonna do a Yui. Oh, good luck with that. DD's right here. Because otherwise Yamato would be spotting him. You never want to repair like 1 module, but I'm gonna die anyway, so I want my gunpowder.
Problem solved, sir.
And you see, we're both trying to come to a stop and like reverse. That's okay though. We got him out. We got him low. I was hoping he'd keep going forward, because those torpedoes would have hit. But I mean, whatever. They lost their carrier. They lost. GG. Well played, team. I actually took 30 planes that game. Are you kidding me?
Wow. 5
Okay,
away
then.
from an AAX.
Wow, look at my battle carrier. God bless you. Actually pushing in. This isn't the camo, by the way. This is a mod, because I think this camo looks better. And he already dropped his torpedoes, and they reload pretty slowly, so I think this guy should be fine. The George is still doing absolutely nothing on the flank. Alright, the boy's out here too. It's interesting. Let's see, does he hit? Yes. It's 3? Oh, nice shot. Okay.
Alright, so who thought this game was lost when he got 8K wiped out in the beginning of the match, but stayed alive?
Totally Vaughn. I really enjoy watching his gameplay and his mindset. I've never watched his stream, but I'm definitely following right now. But your mindset and priority to me seems to be to do what a DD should do: spot and cap, and basically if the damage comes later to assist with PR, it comes. But winning is the priority. And yeah, I didn't think you were going to last in the center the way you did, but you played that perfectly.
Yeah, the map
I
was
would've-
red for like 10 minutes, man.
I would have appreciated not losing basically more than half my HP, like roughly 13K to this stupid scumbag who I'm a report him anyways, but always
And
report.
also-
Remember to make sure, always report your carriers, because it hurts their mindset and maybe they'll play a good, like an actual class of ship instead of broken crap like this. Yeah.
Now, when you took the 8K from the
That's pretty
carrier,
good.
did that shift your mindset at all? Or is that just still the mindset that you keep?
Both. So on one hand, I needed to play more passive, but on the other hand, I wasn't really planning to face check anybody. I didn't even know I got a fire on this guy. I looked at my score and I had like 23K, and I was like, where the hell did that come from? But I guess it was this guy. All right, then I guess I did deserve this kill. Look at that, 13 fighters though. We actually shot down a fair amount of like normal planes, but 10K with rockets. Thank you, Wargaming. Very, very fun. Yeah, but I had to stay in the center, right? I had to stay. I couldn't leave because if I left, we would lose 100%. There was no chance of us winning if I left.
None.
Right? Like it was a guaranteed loss if I didn't stay in the cap. So at that point, you have to kind of like weigh the options, right? On one hand, this is for a campaign. I hadn't done this one, so ignore the weeb. I had to stay in the cap. There was no chance of us winning otherwise, and I could have done more damage farming, but I was very concerned about the two DDs in the center. The Kid and the Benson are very good destroyers, and at the HP I was at, I really wasn't going to be able to fight them. And again, if by some miracle I did get to fight them one at a time, fine, I would have taken that fight, but my option would have been to run. Plus, as you can see, their carrier kind of knew that I existed, and he was pretty intent on making sure that I stopped existing. I don't know why he hated me so much, coming after me repeatedly with torpedo bombers too, which is a little bit interesting. I think he's trying to play Euro and be like super anti-DD heavy, but it just didn't work out for him. I don't know. It is what it is, but again, I had to stay, so you just kind of want to keep using islands. That big-ass island in the center is a huge torpedo block, and it also means you can snuggle up against that, and DDs try and rush you. It gives you... It doesn't give them much time to react. So if you're positioned well, like me, with my ass facing, or the rear of my ship facing out like this, right? Pretend this is the island. If they want to attack me, they have to run at me, but I get to run away. So they won't get to close on me basically at all, because we're about the same speed. I get to use all 6 of my guns effectively. They don't. And I get to control how I want to play it. So if I want to stop, like just come to a full stop, their shells are not going to miss and go over. And if I quickly speed up after like 5-6 seconds, like what I did throughout that game, then they're going to start aiming here because like, oh, well, he's coming to a stop. You go forward, now they hit here or miss, right? So it makes it really, really difficult for someone who's not paying a lot of attention to quickly react to how you're maneuvering, and it makes it harder to kill you, right? It extends your life. And the Gearing can do that pretty well. It's not as good as something like a Marceau or Smallland. These are really the gold standard of speed juking, is what that's called. But even still, it worked out pretty well. And the only thing I would say is I would have saved my torpedoes against that Georgia. He really wasn't a threat. There was really no reason to throw those out. That was me hoping to get a little bit of extra damage and look cool, but I should have saved them, because in case those destroyers did rush, I would have, 10 more chances to sink them in the case that they attacked me.
What would have convinced you not to go into the center?
Nothing. You need to take the center.
You have to be in there.
If you lose the center, you lose the game. I mean, think about it this way. They took 2 rings immediately, right? And then I held the center. We were down on points, despite having a 1 loss to 4 loss ship. We had a 3 ship advantage, a 3 kill advantage over them. And we were still tied on points. You can't let that run away. That's how you get those 6-minute games where nothing happens, and you just look around, all of a sudden you've lost. You cannot leave the center alone, because it's so hard to take back. You have to keep the center, because any idiot could, any cruiser battleship can sit in the outer ring. A weak destroyer that has low HP or bad gun power can sit in the middle ring and throw torps. You have to sit that middle ring. If you do not sit in the middle, you are going to lose. So even at 10k HP, yeah, I sat close to the edge so I could run away, and I had a smoke screen ready to go, and I angled against the torpedoes that they came. I'd have the maximum chance of dodging, but I couldn't leave because my team would lose. I mean, those guys colonized the 1 through 3 line the entire game until everything was dead. And you can't play that way. You're going to lose. And even though my damage wasn't impressive, I mean, 52k is not. That's not that good. That's an okay game. The 2 kills is nice, but I'm second on the team. And I easily could have been first on the team too. But if I hadn't played this game, we would have lost, because this guy was out in Narnia. This guy was on the board of the entire game. These guys were on the board of the entire game. I mean, this guy played well, so GG to him. But I would have given the Kid and the Benson and the Holland a free cap and the ability to torp my team one by one as they tried to move those slow battleships in. And then my Yamato would have died for no reason. You just have to keep that middle cap.
Can you talk a little bit about because a lot of the newer players or younger players like myself, we get told a lot, don't just YOLO, don't just go sit in the center. So like, what you have to commit to the center. Can you maybe give a couple of pointers once you get in? Like you already said, use that island as a torpedo shield and as a way to deny people pushing. Can you talk a little bit more about once you commit to the center, the mindset and tactics to hold that center even against 3 DDs like you were?
Yeah. So, all right. I guess I'm taking a training group battle just to put up the map so it's easier to like see. Which one was that? That was a. Was that CZA? No, it wasn't CZA. Northern Waters. That's what it was. All right. I don't need enemy teams, so I'm just gonna play by myself real quick. Yeah. So there's a couple ways to play that. And once we like get into the game, I'll show you. Yeah, let's start the game. So we'll just do the map view right now. So where I sat most of the game, obviously this works too. This works too because this is about the same size. So this actually works out fine. And I have to take the middle regardless, right? So it doesn't really change anything. So let's say you're coming up from my spawn, which in this game was down here. You want to come up and you want to do a UE right about here, okay? You always want to do a U-turn and then back into Cap. You want to make sure that you have hard cover because if you look at my torpedo reload, it's about 100 seconds, okay? Now, it's probably going to take me about that long to get in Cap. And remember that their team had a Holland, which torpedoes reload in about 75 seconds, or thereabouts. So, by the time my torpedoes are reloaded, that means that his have been for about, I don't know, what, 20 seconds maybe? And at the speed that they're at, assuming because his speed is the same as mine, right? Without speed. I mean, even with speed boosts, we both have it. We're the same speed, and we're both fat. So, if I get to say like right here, so if I get to here, just the Cap border, right, and there's no islands, nothing like that in the middle. If I get to there and I think he's on my side, that means he has torpedoes ready to go. And if he's smart, he probably dropped them in the water because of how fast they reload. So on this map in particular, if you come around this island too soon, like right at the start of the game, there's a Holland here, you'll need torpedoes. Especially if he drops them from here, facing up kind of like in this arc. In a little triangle right here, with the widest set coming close to this island, and the farthest set kind of going over here. I cannot tell you how many times people die to that. So, you always want to have hard cover. That means he has to be all the way over here, or all the way over here, to hit me, right? And the chances are low that he's going to drop torpedoes here. And again, we're going to use hard cover to turn, because my consumement's the entire Cap. So assuming someone comes in, this is going to body block for me so I can make this turn. Obviously, I'd make it a little bit sooner. I might even just back up in the Cap anyways. But if you feel the need to get in quickly, this is how you do it. And then you turn around and you have all guns facing this way. And then if you came around the corner, you get to shoot for free. You have all your consumables ready to go. And you can control the engagement much, much better. I would not recommend putting your body on this like island, like getting too close to it, because it gives you very little chance to run away to teammates, because the teammates are probably going to sit back here. Like, let's be fair. No one's really going to go to the D line. So the closest you're going to get is C line, or maybe a US cruiser that sits here. But that guy probably dies pretty quickly because this is a terrible spot. So we're looking at team support two map grids away. All right? That's not super useful, especially if this guy's 3 grid squares away from them. You're looking like ballpark 12 kilometers, because I think the map square size is about 4.2, or around 4 kilometers across, because I think this is a 40 by 40 map. So if this guy happens to be right here and I get caught like this, this is the worst case scenario. You're broadside, you're slow, you don't really have any options. You try and turn, and then you just start getting pummeled because they're going to have people here too. And again, this is a fat, big ship. And you don't want to rely on the enemy team missing or your team picking up the slack, right? You can't do that. Because neither... I don't think using by enemies incompetence as a weapon or as a saving grace is a good idea. Because you're probably going to die. So in this case, take this island short, turn out really hard, don't be afraid to drop speed, don't be afraid to just do a UE out here in the water and then back in. Nice and easy like this. You know, you can use your speed boost if you have to. I wouldn't recommend using it from spawn because this is basically your only way to dodge torpedoes. But this gearing is pretty hard to kill from here. Obviously from here I'm gonna die. So instead what we'd probably do, because torpedoes rarely come from this distance, is you might want to sit like this. You could do this too. Or you could play the safest way possible, which is you sit right here on the border, you have your smoke screen ready to go, and you just sit and spot. You know, you're not shooting, you're not ready to shoot necessarily. If someone does come out, you pop speed boost and immediately run away. And you let your team shoot them. Because unless they come out right here by this island head, they're probably going to be far enough away that in, a couple of seconds, you're dodging, all that good stuff, you're trying not to get hit, dropping speed to make the shells fly over your ship. Okay, you're dark. They can't see you anymore because you're outside, because he's probably down here. So now, you get to sit here, and your team gets to shoot for 20 seconds. You basically gave them a free radar, because this guy shot you, and you didn't shoot back. Because that wasn't a fight you wanted to take. If he was low HP, or you have, for example, a guy here, like a destroyer that's unspotted in the middle, yeah, sure, go ahead and take that fight, because it's a 2v1. But if he has team support, or if it's like a Marceau, don't take that fight. You're going to lose. So instead, let your team do the hard work for you, and make that guy turn away, and then you can back in the Capt. And obviously, this is kind of a harder to visualize than if it was actually happening. But the core concept is the same. You want to keep yourself safe at all times. Damage and winning, all of that stuff doesn't happen immediately. You absolutely want to let the enemy team make mistakes early on, which is why, again, in the last game, all I did was sit here for 5-6 minutes? And that's okay, because my team was able to win because all I did was spot. Those two DDs on this side sat in a gigantic smoke screen the entire game. You know what they couldn't do? They couldn't spot the people down here. So my battleships that sat down here and sniped could do it for free, because these guys weren't in a position to spot them. So the cruisers that behind this island, and the ships, over here in this little cluster, they couldn't do anything because they had no eyes. Whereas I was spotting pretty much their entire team in this area for the entire game. I know it's a lot to take in, but things like that are what really set people apart, and what sets you apart in what you can do. And so even though gearing is fat and sluggish, we got a pretty good game out of it, I think.
I think that was a great game to show how you were doing it. So I think you can, unless anybody has an objection, I think we could see a daring match now.
All right, works for me.
That was outstanding. By the way,
If
thank
you
you.
could show the commander skills real quick one last time.
Yeah, no worries. This is the build I run. If this is only an 18-point captain, you don't really need a ton of points for this. If you have a 10-point captain, you get these. I don't run PT, and I don't run IFA, because... Call this elitist, but I think they're worthless. If you're a destroyer, you're going to be shot at. So, always be dodging, always be changing speed and course, and you won't get hit very often. I mean, if they're close enough that they're going to hit you, this doesn't do anything, right? It doesn't change that fact that you're going to get smashed. If you want RPF, that's fine. You can take that. You can drop this and grab RPF and then a 1-point skill. That's totally fine. That's a great build. If you want the extra smoke, feel free and grab this. But this is your first four skills you take. So this one, because you need your modules, you need your guns, you need your engine. Losing your engine in this is just about as much of a death sentence as you can get. This one's okay, but your torpedoes are pretty good, so I wouldn't really say that you need this. But you saw that game, I didn't hit a single torpedo, so this would have been worthless. This is always good. So I'd recommend this first. You need this. They didn't change enough to make this any less of a priority. You don't get a heal, so the extra 3,500 HP going from 19.4 to 22.9 is just fantastic. And then obviously concealment. That's a 10 point. After that, grab AR. It's free damage. In that game, I probably got my reload down to 2.5 or 2.4 seconds when I was fighting that Japanese destroyer, the Hirakaze. Like that's really good. That's very scary DPM, and that's why I traded out so well against him. I mean, what I had maybe like 5,900 HP, and he actually I had less than that. I had less than that because I was fighting the Holland too.
We're at 3K.
So yeah, so I did almost double the HP to him that he did to me. Maybe? Let's find out. Let's see if I'm talking out my ass. No, he did 5k to me. Okay, so I traded about even. But this guy jumped me with the concealment advantage. So that's pretty good, I think. Again, AR is important. Then take this, because gunpowder is everything. And then, if you need priority target, go for it. I am going to take fire chance. And that's a pretty good gearing, Captain. Alright, so on to the Daring. The Daring is the best destroyer in the game that you can get for free. And I don't count this, and I don't count this because they're technically special. They're like coal or free XP. This thing's going away soon. But as far as like mainline silver ships go, it's like these guys, for example. This is the best destroyer in the game, and it's one of the most competitive, even against things like the Marceau and the Smolensk. I cannot love this ship more if I tried. Which is interesting because when I first started playing this ship, I sucked at it. I hated this ship so much. It was my least favorite ship in the entire game. I would rather have played the Friedrich de Grosse or whatever the hell it's called. And I hate that ship more than anything. So the fact that I'd rather play, in my opinion, the worst ship ever in comparison to this, it should tell you a little bit about how much I hated this ship. And that's because I didn't understand its quirks. It's not fast. It's very, very slow. This is the maximum speed you'll get. And that's with the speed flag. It's 35 knots. That is dreadfully slow. For example, the Stalingrad is the same speed. You are the same speed as a massive supercruiser with railguns. Okay? That's not good. And then you get something like, and let me see if I can pull it up. Where's my Nevsky? Here. Nevsky's even faster. That's 36 flat. So you get 37, almost 38 knots with a speed flag. Yeah, look at that. 38 knots. This thing is faster than you. That's horrifying. And this ship is terrifying to begin with, but the fact that it's faster than you in a straight line is like, you're going to die. So, playing this thing has a lot to do with positioning above everything else. This ship really, really suffers if you miss position, because it's so slow. As far as HP goes, it's fine. 24.3 it's good. It's very good. But you're huge. I mean, you're a tall destroyer. Compared to the Marceau, Marceau's just about as tall as you. Look how much bigger it is. It's probably a good 20% longer at least. And you're still taller than it with your superstructure. So you're a big boy. You're about, I think Gearing is actually about the same size. But look how high Gearing sits out of the water. I mean, that's just insane. And yeah, you have a little bit of advantage around the torpedoes, but that front section, man, that first like 40% of your ship or more, that's just so much to hit. And again, because you're slow, you really can't just trust in your speed to run away. So you need to be really good about turning and things like that. Which, thankfully, the ship does pretty well. The rudder ship time is good. The acceleration is by far the best out of any destroyer, except for the premium Cossack. That's actually the best handling DD in the entire game. Where is it? Here it is. If you have this, It's the best handling. It gets a speed boost, but it gets the same British acceleration. And I think it gets a 2.9 second rudder shift. Yeah. This thing is insane. But as far as the daring goes, it does not have that speed. So you're very, very weak to being caught out. Obviously, I have Cunningham, which makes this thing even stronger because of these two skills. Ruthless. No, wait, not this one. Sorry, it's these two. My bad. Lightning fast. 2 torpedo hits increase your speed by 5. So you actually have speed for once. It pushes you into the area around 38 knots, which is just so necessary. You need that so much. And it's pretty easy to obtain. 2 floodings. That's not terribly hard to get. But this one's what makes the ship broken, is an extra heal. Each heal that you get does 2,900 HP. So 2,910 HP per heal. And you get 3 of them. So you get ballpark 9,000 extra hit points, which turns you from 24,000 to over 30, which is great. I mean, it's a ton of hit points to play around with. And it means if you take a hit, it doesn't necessarily cripple you. Like, 8k into gearing, you're never getting that back. So I was half HP from the start. If I take an 8k into daring, I probably would able to heal up like 6,000 of that. So I'd be closer to maybe around 18,000, or maybe even closer to 20. That's huge. True, I have to burn through most of my heals to do it, but that gives you so much flexibility in taking damage. And of course, because of Cunningham, if you get 2 kills, you get a 4th heal. So now you're looking at closer to 12,000. That's pretty bonkers, all things considered. This is my daring captain. I run superintendent on this because of the heals.
Bonkers, huh? No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. This is the daring build. You can get the reload down to 2.3 seconds, which is just horrifying. You could take this, and then you get your reload down to, closer to 2 seconds flat? That's okay, but it makes your consummate pretty meh. And again, because of the speed of the ship, I think that this is better. It already has some of the best gunpowder in the game. I don't really think it needs extra gunpowder. And since you're going to be spending a lot of time in your smoke screen, you basically don't get the benefit unless you're fighting a DD. And again, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. You won't beat these 2 guys. You won't beat that or that. But you'll beat the rest of them pretty much. So, I don't know. I don't think it's useful. For modules, you want to take gun. Absolutely. You can take reload here. Or accuracy, I mean. For destroyers, it's not that big of a difference. Your accuracy it's great. There's no need to have worse accuracy. And the torpedo speed is nice. That little 5% bump. It's like, 5 knots or is it 5%? Yeah, plus 5% of speed. That's like 6-7 knots of speed. That's fine. Or no, it's like 3 knots of speed. So it pushes up from I think 62 is the stock speed. So that's nice. And with the low detection of 1.3, it does make it harder for enemies to evade. And there's no reason not to take it. I wouldn't recommend taking anything else. Obviously, you can't take acceleration, so you have to take rudder shift. And then concealment is pretty self-explanatory. If you have a Hydro mod, you can put it on, but I think 3 minutes is very much plenty. I don't think I've ever had a situation where I run through all 4 of these and or have needed one and did not have it up. So I think you'll be pretty much fine just playing the video game without that. Does anyone have any questions on daring before we rush into the game? All right,
let's do it.
Oh, hello. No carriers? God bless. We're actually in a good game. And I do have a predicted torpedo demonstration I actually have a clip of that, so we can watch that after this. It actually happens to be in the daring, too. Alright, what do we got? First, check the enemy team. Conquer, Thunder is scary as hell. Orgone is scary, but depends on the player. Curvers don't care about. Salem is scary because of rate of fire. They're on the division too. That's interesting. Minotaur is scary. The Nets is horrifying. The scary ship to you. Don't care about a Gearing. Don't care about a Holland. Clever, scary, but you have a concealment advantage, so you should be fine. There's no carriers. I can just run straight ahead. Montana, Thunder. That's good. So we have 2 Thunders. That's some good anti-pushing power. We actually have a Curvers. 2 Curvers that are now divved. They just divved up in the chat. So they didn't start it together. Okay. Oh, Spartan. Okay, that's good. I actually know this guy. He's pretty good at the game. So that's a player I can rely on, at least a little bit. Minotaur is scary for them. Nevsky's excellent ship. Depends on how he plays it. And we have 2 Gearings. So, just by the people I know / the clans I know, this looks like it might be a pretty lopsided game for these guys. And I say that because they have technically a better DD spread. Depends on how they play. But, like, okay, this is one of those you have to take with a pinch of salt. Top CV emblem, oh my god, that's terrifying. Top German emblem. Top battleship emblem. Top DD emblem, oh my god. Like, top French emblem. Holy shit, they have so many people. I don't know if that's necessarily, like, a strong thing, shall we say. Because, like, look, 190 PR, let's see which one that is. That Raider? Yeah, it's this guy. So, I don't believe these numbers. These are this one's probably right, this one's probably wrong. But it's at least something, right? To give you, like, a little bit of a guess. Alright, so we're going to the cap. Remember the whole thing about torpedoes? Mine reload in about 2 minutes. There's a minute and a half on the clock. Oh, that's a sailor. Oh, he's aggressive. Punt. Let's hope maybe one of these guys can hit him. Never do this. This is horrible. This guy's so in danger. Maybe we get lucky and we hit him. Alright, so we're outside his radar range, which is 8-5, so we can play safe. Yeah, it looks like he's going to try and dive this island. Good on you, Gearing. See if he radars me. He might have it up still. Yeah, okay. So it's probably going to go down pretty quickly. I'm okay with my acceleration, so we'll eat some damage, but I just kind of wanted to see if he still had it up. Okay. Acceleration for the win. And thus the heal begins. We slow down to dodge the second shot. I saw that guy pop up on the minimap, and I was hoping slowing down would stop his hit, but oh well. It isn't a poofing game if I don't get slapped at the start of the game. Oh no, my anti-aircraft defense. Whatever shall I do? Alright, cool. So none of my team shot him. That's pretty good. So we see the Holland. They probably... trying to think. Yeah, I don't know who they'd be. Wow, look at my team's HP so far. It's pretty bad. Gearing over there got punched in the face, probably by the Minets, yeah. Yeah, he's not going to go forward. That guy's just going to stay there for the rest of the game. I have 2 very not useful Thunders not shooting this guy because they went so far behind. There's not really a lot for me to do here. This guy's way too aggressive. I have no idea what that guy's gonna do, but whatever, bro. If this guy pushes me, I suppose I could drop torpedo. I mean, see, he got hydroed. That's hydro, by the way. That's not radar. This guy doesn't have it up. Otherwise, I'd be spotted too. Found the Holland. So I can't drop the mirror, obviously, because I kill my friend. Gearing on the flank. Alright, I have to go deal with that, I think. All right, let's see which way he's gonna. Is he gonna go for the island or is he gonna run at us? Let's do that. Okay. We kill the Borgon. All right, I see you this time. Sucks they still hit me, but let's go forward. I should dodge most of that. Yeah, he hit me with one. We're gonna use the heal. I have to try and make it to this island because I can't sit here for so long because of the radar. I think he's gonna miss that. 2 flood. Maybe it's in a flood. That's good. That's good. That he doesn't have DCP because he ate the torch from last time. I think slowing down is the key. Yeah, we're gonna slow down. Half our team's dead already. A quarter of our team's dead. Alright, let's try and finish this guy off. Okay, come on. We're good to go. That's why I didn't want the Salem to get there, but there's nothing I can do about that. My team just kind of let that guy get there for free. There's not I can do about that. We've lost most of the team on that side, which means these 3 ships get to just walk through at us. I kind of need this DD to die. Oops, not caps. Like, I wonder if anyone has RPF. Because he's either down here or he's up here. I don't know where. And I'm not fast enough to reposition to either side. I kind of need torpedoes to come so I can get an idea.
Yeah, kind of amazing that Salem's still alive.
I mean, that's just incompetence by my team. Look at my battleships. Okay, Torps. Where'd those come from? Here, so he's up here. Okay. Oh, I'm spotted by him. So he should be... Yeah, there we go. Taking a fight isn't necessarily... Oh, he has Dazzle. You see that? The dispersion go crazy? Alright, let's run him down. Who'd we lose? Is that the Nevsky? That was the Nevsky. Okay, that's not good. Yep, this is a loss. Team just... We're so far down already. Oh well. It's not Salem getting there, body blocking us out so hard, and getting me hit so hard. Stupid Thunderer just sitting in the back sniping. This guy's running this way now. And you can see it by the smoke screen, see how it's wrapping this way, so he's up here now. I'm not going to chase him, there's nothing I can do about that. He has too much HP. I kind of needed my team to like help me out, but if they're not going to do it, then there's no reason for me to keep chasing this guy. Young is probably going this way. Let's do that. Let's do... Oh. It would have been perfect. Almost. Almost. See, slowing down, he missed his shots, now we're going to speed up, and he aims for the rear. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And so despite... You know, I think that was actually pretty good. Maybe I could actually chase this guy down. Hold on. That's all his torps. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Because the Thunderer can't engage. The Conqueror can't either. Or the Kerr first. So it's just me. I might as well try and take him out to get something out of this dreadful game. He's going to run up here, or is he going to run around? Because if he runs down, I can't do anything. Because he's too fast. He might try and run to his Thunderer. Yeah, pretty much. I do need to go dark here because the Thunder will kill me. Okay, it just didn't smoke when I asked for it, whatever. And now this guy's actually in a bad spot. Look, he's being spotted by my team. So that guy might have AFT. Or maybe he's just got unlucky. That's actually super useful. I didn't think that he'd have that, but that's actually amazing. Alright. Maybe we can come back from this. I'm scared of this guy, so I'm going to use this island as a shield. So if he tries to blind fire me, most of his shots are going to hit that. And I'm okay with just using my front guns here. Make sure to keep an eye on your smoke timer, because if I get spotted here, I will die. Alright, let's go for it.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
He's going to make that turn, so dropping torpedoes is just worthless. They won't hit. I think what I'm going to do is let this guy go up here, and then farm down the curve first a little bit for some damage. And dive this island, so if he tries to come around at me, I get to shoot him for free. I'm not scared of his secondary build, and I don't think the Conqueror can hit me before my smoke comes up in 2 seconds. So shooting there in the open is fine. But at this HP, you kind of want to be careful. But again, I didn't think he could hit me. It appears that he couldn't, so. Or didn't shoot me for one reason or another. You know, it'd be pretty cool if we could get this kill to get that extra heal, but something tells me the team won't last long enough for me to get it. Even if I do manage to kill him. And he did burn DCP, so we're gonna try and finish this guy off. It's okay. I don't think the Conqueror's gonna kill me. I need 2 fires to kill off this curve first. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. That's okay though. Alright, team. Very cool. Very cool.
Is anybody surprised he's the last one alive? Is anybody shocked?
I'm shocked. Those might hit. Probably not. I think he turned in sharp enough. I'm just gonna kind of throw my body away here. If I get any torpedoes, cool. If not, whatever. Fired AP. Okay. It didn't kill me in the first shot.
No, you're all the
whatever.
down votes.
Oh well. It is what it is. I mean, no one killing that Salem was just so dumb. Hey, I did something.
So what?
Thank you, Nadia.
What did this class? Would the class rather have? We're an hour and 10 minutes in. Would everybody rather see him play one more game or have an open Q&A session? It's up to you guys.
I, don't know, I would love to see a Marceau game. That's just me.
All
I
right.
kind of want to see his replay, to be honest. He was talking about before that last match.
So I have this. It's on the WoW's replays website. I have it saved though for this reason. Let me just pull it up real quick. It just has one point where the predicted torpedoes pay off pretty well, so I think it's worth showing, if only for that reason. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, wrong playlist. Oops. I was like, those videos are not recent. Alright, that's fine. We'll just go through it this way. Yeah, give me 1 second for that. Let's go to their WoW's replay site. You guys can just admire my pretty boat bobbing around in port like a cork. Okay. My replays. So now, stop that, and then we'll do share my screen. Okay. So you should be seeing all of this. This is what I was talking about. I even named it like that. The damage is pretty good. It's 250 is really good for daring, but it's the video part that I'm that I wanted to show. I guess now we'll watch it through here. It's fine. Let's see, right. It's pretty late in the game. Yeah, right about here. Okay. So what I want to point out, obviously this isn't my UI. This is when you put it up to the site, it takes away all of your elements. So my map is tiny. No ships have names. It's really, really ugly, but whatever. So at this point in the match, we're pretty much fine. They have more pushing power than we do, but with 2 DDs, we have more kiting power. There's nothing to stop the Conqueror and the Thunder. This is a Conqueror, this is a Thunder, from pushing in at us because, look, my battleships are down. All my team's down here. I'm the closest one to these guys, except for my carrier, who, admittedly, my carrier was very good, so thankfully we got that. But look, so he's an FDR, right? He's going to attack the Conqueror. So, oh my god, that's loud. See, okay, look, right there. He just dropped torpedoes on him. Now, what I'm doing is just before this, and I think... Let's see. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's see, is it here? I gotta go back a little bit farther. So their shipbag's gonna attack me, just ignore that. See, okay, right there? Okay. I saw that my carrier is about to attack this guy, right? With his torpedo bomber. So these are 8 torpedoes. That means that's about 22,000 damage. That guy probably is not just going to sit there and take it. He's probably going to go forward to run away from them and hope to dodge some torpedoes, right? And also, he's going to lose unless he pushes forward. So he has to go forward. So what I'm going to do is I see his smokestack start to change to neutral. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess. See? All right, that's 1. So I'm predicting what he's going to do. Now, I know Conqueror doesn't accelerate super well. He's going to eat some damage here. He might lose an engine, might take a flood. If that happens, that means his speed drops even further. So I don't need to lead a crazy amount. And then I'm going to drop one behind this island. Because this guy has 3 options. Go forward full speed. Go forward half speed and stop, which will put him behind this island for cover. Because I don't know. He might know I'm here. He knows there's a DD in this cap, but he's spotted by planes, so he doesn't see that I'm the one detecting him. And even if he has RPF, I'm not really concerned. So I'm going to drop one behind the island, because obviously I can't go through there. So I'm going to drop one behind and one in front. And that gives me the maximum chance of hitting this guy. I don't need to hit him by any stretch of the imagination. I can completely ignore this guy and still be fine to win this game. But I want to hit him, so I'm going to try. And that's what's going to happen here. And I'm going to shoot. This was a dangerous shot, to be honest, because he could shoot. I was comfortable in my deceleration and my turning. I was flat broadside and already starting to turn out when I shot. Again, that's a DD thing. You can control the engagement super well. I wasn't concerned about dying there. But that definitely could have hit me for 10k, which later in the game would have cost me the game. Or cost me this very nice game that I got. I'm not going to stay there. I'd have to stop in reverse, and that would really cut down on my ability to maneuver, so I'm just gonna, see what happens. But look at that. That's perfect. That's right on the money. I could not have launched these better if I tried. And you saw that I saw him going forward, but that was not a lead indicator. That was a prediction. I predicted that he'd go exactly that speed, and I somehow didn't get a flood, which is very sad, but that's kind of what I mean when I say predicted torpedoes. You have to assume what they're going to do. And battleships have bad acceleration, so they're probably just going to, not go that fast. So you got to predict a little bit, but what is that guy going to do as a player? He's going to want to win the game, right? I mean, you saw his PR. Well, okay, I guess you didn't see his PR. His PR was pretty good. It was like 1,900 or 2,000, so the guy knows what he's doing. So he can't just sit there in the cap and watch his team lose. He's going to try and play the game. He can't run through B because he knows there's a DD there, so that's a suicide mission. So he has to do 2 things. Go forward or watch his team lose. On the off chance that he cut in or stopped or whatever, I dropped the second set. I might have killed him if I dropped both sets there, but I wanted to maximize my chance. And since those are the only 3 torpedoes I hit that entire game, it doesn't really change how you play the daring, which is 100% gun, and then torpedoes are like, oh cool, I have these. I don't know. That's kind of the predicted torpedo thing. I didn't need RPF for that. I didn't need, he wasn't even moving forward. He was still going in reverse when I dropped those torpedoes. But that's the reason I saved that replay, because that was pretty spicy. Not gonna lie, that was about the best drop I've had in a while. So. Yeah, I could do a Marceau game. I could do another daring game, because that one wasn't really all that good. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
The masses can vote.
Yes.
we can't take all day long. So I'd say one more. I don't know.
Say the Marceau.
Marceau?
Let's watch you play a game in the Marceau. We're not going to get into super detail because I am bringing you back for just a Marceau Smalin session, but this will be a little taste for everybody gets a pre-advanced on this.
All right, sounds good. Real quick, this is my captain right now. I think you can drop RPF for this. I've never played it with. I only play with RPF for ranked because hunting DDs is hilarious. I think what we do. This is the ultimate build. This is full guns. You just build it entirely for guns and you grab IFA because none of the other skills are worth your time. This one's okay, but just very okay at that. This way you get the best gun power possible, and your concealment's still very good, 7-3. You don't need range. 11-5 is more than you're ever going to need for this boat. People who run full range are wasting it. Send. So yeah, let's go play the game. This ship is one of, if not my favorite, destroyers. The only thing that's like bad about this ship, and bad is in quotes, is it's weak to carriers because of no smoke. But I mean, my gearing has smoke and it 8K from a carrier in one strike. So I mean, weak is a relative term, I suppose. But we'll see if we can get a good game to play. Like my team plays the game. That'd be kind of cool.
Carrier.
Hey, it's 10! Oh, God bless. God bless. I don't care about RNG. They're not probably going to put up that much of it. I mean, oh my God, look at that cruiser lineup. Holy shit, there's 2 battleships? Alright. That's fine. 10, my guy. Quack is a good clan, QAQ. They're a PWP spinoff, so they're at the very least good at the game. Let's see what we got. We got a small. That's good. That's good. I don't know that clan or this guy, but that's a good ship. So win there. Holland's whatever. Shimakaze's whatever. Marceau. They have a daring, which is the difference. So daring for a small. I'll take that fight. Let's go to the ACAP. So this is a 4DD game. This is kind of where the ship excels. I kind of wish I had RPF right about now, but whatever. It doesn't really change anything. We'll just play smart and that'd be good. We have Conqueror, they have a Thunderer. Technically a Thunderer is better, especially for this matchup where there's a lot of cruisers, but I don't really know. I think it'll be fine. Triple Salem. Wow, Jesus Christ. So 8.5 cam radar. It's American, so it's 40 seconds at least. It could be up to 50 seconds or 60, almost 55, 60 seconds with the full build because we're getting added in new stuff to make the range longer. But at least it's not 10 cam like our Des Moines, so that's good. They have a Minotaur. That's scary, but not the best shell velocity. This guy's probably gonna sit back, so he's not a terrible threat. This guy's scary because he's a Petro. They have a Zao too. Coming in broadside like this is dangerous, but I'm fast enough that I'm what, 46 knots? I'm fine. I don't really think they're going to hit me. This is the turn. See the hard cover, so they can't torpedo me because Holland absolutely has torpedoes ready to go. And if he was here, he could drop them and hit me, but he can't. I have a Stalingrad to block this guy out a little bit, so we have Zao and Hindenburg. That's 2 very good shell velocity cruisers. So yeah, we're just going to sit here. Alright, this thing on cap. Just tell the team, because people don't always pay attention. They see the green around the cap and they're like, oh cool, he's flipping it. But there's a DD here. Now, if the Hindenburg and Zao weren't there, you could technically rush this island. Good luck, Mr. Daring Guy. I believe in you. We have 2 Des Moines right there. That's not a fight you want to take. Yeah, see, the Zao's pulling out right about now. I need a radar. Stalingrad's turning and running. Goliath can't really help me. He can, but he's a little bit far away. is not the daring. We don't know where the Marceau is necessarily. So it's the Marceau, Shimmer, or Holland. Given that it's how fast it got in here, it's probably a Holland. I would be moderately surprised if it was a Marceau. Marceau's probably down here. You know, that's actually a good point. There could be something in the 1 line. So again, sitting next to the rim as opposed to like on the island is a good reason. It's a good thing to do because it lessens the chance. I need to know where this Hindenburg is. So I think what we're gonna do. Oh, it is the Shimakaze. Oh, hi, buddy. Never mind, he dies. He's absolutely dropping torpedoes. That's why he's not shooting. I'm gonna counter drop torpedoes. Oh, the Marceau is here. Okay, time to run. Hey, look, torpedoes. Oh my god. Actually, gonna go a little bit farther forward, I think. Okay. I stopped a little bit too preemptively. This guy's an idiot. I don't know why he's throwing a ship away. We can see you, Mr. Quack guy. Like, this is just dumb. You're not gonna beat a Des Moines. Sorry, Des Moines. Or Salem, whatever the fuck you are. Yes, I know. And I'm okay to eat some damage there, because, you know, we're kind of kicking this guy's teeth in a little bit. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, cool. So now we're going to run off the island, go kill the Shima, or just cap the base. Because it's free. That's not how you Marceau. Okay, well this game's pretty much won. They have no cap control on C, no cap control on A, and B cap is like a cluster of spoons. The Shima might just rush them. So we're gaming. So now we can do whatever we want. We don't have to play the game. We don't even need this cap, so I'm not going to take it. Because that ruins the chance of me doing more damage. So, screw that. We're going to go fucking hunt something down, or, you know, whatever. Are you going to turn in? Hello? Okay then, Mr. Shimakaze. That might actually hit my butt a little bit. That's okay though. We're gonna stop to throw off his next shot. He's like, oh no, I led too much, so now he's gonna shoot farther ahead of me. See? Shot farther ahead of me. And even under-led me at that, but my ship handles so well that it is pretty much fine. I could probably rush this Hindenburg too. Do I have torpedoes up? Yeah, I do. Alright. Let's do this instead. He's probably gonna come this way. He could have come around this way, but he's probably just gonna run. I think we're fine, so... He's not gonna go straight, so we need to launch them short, because he's gonna turn out immediately. Let's do that. And then we'll do that. That should be fine. We don't want to give this guy free shots, but now we can shoot from behind the island with my rear turrets for free. And the torpedoes really don't need to hit, they're more of a threat, you know? Like, oh my god, torpedoes are coming. It makes them turn different, it makes them, you know, not really fight me. He doesn't actually pay attention to me, so... Yeah, that's right, come on, turn to shoot me. That's right, that's right. Look, I'm right here! Turn to shoot me! Okay, well he's just gonna eat torpedoes. So we need to focus on the Zhao, because Zhao will shoot me. Never mind. Am I not pretty or something? We're gonna just point them out here. We need more of our team to die. So now I'm gonna be the target for the Zhao because he has nothing better to shoot at. Oh, he's gonna hit me with that. Oh, that sucks. He potatoed his aim and still hit me. It's okay, French saturation saved me. I mean, that was 5k. That could have been at least 10k, how many shots he hit. So that's not too bad. We also don't have speed boost. You never want to take engagements without a speed boost active in this ship. Without speed boost, you're very, very weak. Or at least much weaker, I guess. Compared to how, like, broken you are with speed boost active, it's much easier to hit you consistently without it.
Is everybody really excited to see a detailed Marceau session after watching this?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to copy
Definitely.
I think I could have hit him.
Yeah, I would.
that.
Yeah, I would. I would have hit him once or twice.
How would you say Marceau compares to Clip Air?
It's entirely different. You don't even run the same build. This thing is the ultimate fuck your destroyer build. Aside from the Smolin, which will get run over by this, like this thing will run a Smolin over, no joke. Like it's not even a contest. A Smolin will absolutely get rolled by this thing so bad.
Is Clip Air just a light cruiser now?
No, good job, Tom. You played the game. I know that guy, so saying hi. There are two different ships with two different roles. The worst muzzle velocity combined with the fire rate on this is like entirely built around fighting in close-in fights. The turrets turn faster, they reload faster. It's just better for close-in fights, whereas the Clever is much better for long-range fights. The artillery combined with the poor gun handling characteristics, it just is better for long range. And I'll be 100% honest with you, I think the ship is overpowered. Because if you position well, like I did, there's really nothing that can, like, quickly kill you. I mean, that guy fought the other Marceau, who came around the corner. Do you see how long it took me and a Des Moines, or Salem, whatever, the same ship, to kill that guy? It took us forever. It took us, like, probably close to 30, 40 seconds to kill a completely broadside, like, just straight-lining Marceau. It's because this thing's damage saturation is insane. This thing is, like, if it was a normal DD, it'd have, like, 36,000 hit points. And then you combine that with the best rate of fire for the shells. I mean, it's actually 2.8 with BFT, and you add on 5% on that, so it's closer to like 2.7. And with AR, you can get this thing down to just about 2.2, which is better than what Daring has stock on 8 guns that hit, so hard. You can do 4,500 damage is 8 shell hits. And if you hit front, middle, back, that's 4.5 times 3. Like, that's just insane. And that's in, less than 10 seconds. The ship is too strong. And the concealment means that if you know roughly where a DD is, you'll run it down. And it can't run away, because nothing's as fast as you. Your only thing that you can't fight is a Clever, because the shell velocity is so much better that this guy can kite you out and you just lose. But you have, in this case, assuming he's not running concealment, you have 200 meters, 2 kilometers of spotting advantage. Like, that's insane. And if he runs full stealth, it's 8. So you have a full kilometer between where you get spotted, where he gets spotted. And if you're like, you know what, I'm on not a ton of HP, I don't really want to take that fight. You just turn and run because you're just as fast, and the guy will never catch you. Like, it's ridiculous. The ship is too strong. It's too strong. It should not be this strong.
Awesome. well, we're at the 90-minute mark. We try to wrap it up, but if anybody has any last-minute questions, by all means, chime in. But I think everybody got a really nice taste of another session with a Smolin and a Marceau. I think would be pretty exciting. So,
absolutely.
Just a quick question, if I could. By the way, thanks a lot for today. Great watching you play. I didn't see you use a lot of free look. Is it because you're showing us and pointing directions, or you just don't use it much on your regular gameplay?
It mostly has to do with, like, I'm gonna use free look if okay, so in most cases my gun's already pointed where I think the enemy's gonna come from. My ship was already pointed away, so like I think the enemy's over here, guns are facing this way, ship's angled like this. I don't really need to do anything. I don't need to free look. I can, like, look around with my guns, I can do whatever. And in most cases I'm not in like a engaging scenario. I'm not trying to talk about what's happening at C flank when I'm being shot at. So for the most part, it doesn't really matter. Like, I use it a lot. I'm trying to break a habit of like zooming in and like free looking out all the time because it's kind of awful to watch. But it's mostly that like I knew what was going to happen, so I didn't really need to like fight. In the gearing game, I was always fighting 1v1s, so like I didn't need to worry about the other guy because I knew I was safe. In the daring game, it was just desperately trying to keep my team from throwing immediately. And in this most recent game, I fought 2 people that actually shot back at me, except for the Zhao. You know, and of those 2 people, the Annenberg shot at me once, and the Marceau shot at me a little bit. But let's see, he didn't do anything to me. He probably did like what? He did 6,000 damage to me. Okay, whatever. I did 9,000 to him, or 8,500. My Des Moines did most of the damage to him. Besides, I was shooting this guy most of the time, anyways. Like it just, yeah, it's very useful. But if they can't hit you or are not shooting at you, it's not necessary, I guess.
The only time I really use it, I'm obviously nowhere near in your league, but the only time I use it in this boat is when I got an island, nobody's detecting me, and it's a battleship that's doing the slow crawl backwards, and I know that I'm hitting on the back, and he's just walking down my fire line. Then I'll free look and look around and see what's going on while I know I'm still nailing him because he's not going anywhere. So that's about the
Yeah, you know, your guns are doing this. You hold, right click, and you're like, all right, let's see, is anyone is my team losing? They kind of are. Okay, let's go back to playing the game.
Yeah.
Because their shells are hitting. But in knife fights, you can't do that because they very quickly change pace and speed and everything like that. And at that point, you're like, missing a single salvo can lose you the game.
Hey, ChatBonk, this is Blue Falcon. Ever since the first masterclass by Jaws, I've sort of kind of taken the role of the NOCAP role of asking a stupid question towards the end of the stream. So here goes. Do you mind if we trademark the term "that is not how you Marceau"?
Go for it, yeah.
All right, man.
That is absolutely fine by me. And again, like, these games necessarily weren't like the most. These weren't like insane games, right? I mean, you don't see me breaking any records. You don't see me like, I don't know. They're not like, oh my god, like I can't believe you did that. Like you just pull 200 games out of your ass every day. No, it's mostly like this, where you just make 1 or 2 smart plays and then the game just ends.
I think and you were alive in both of the daring game and the gearing game. You were alive at the end of the battle. In fact, when you were the last one, so that means a lot.
Yeah.
Can't do any damage if you're dead.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's my biggest takeaway, or the biggest takeaway you should take from this is self-preservation above all else. You can get a cap again. Your team will probably shoot the enemy at some point in time. If you throw the best example I have, hold on. Like, this Shima player, man, like, what was he doing? He came out of a smoke broadside, dropped his torpedoes, and died. Like, what was the point? You lost, you died, you didn't do anything. There was no reason to do that. Coming out of smoke to spot, or coming out from down the spot is one thing. He dropped, like, torpedoes, and that's it. And then he tried to gunfight me at a distance. Like, why? You could have spotted for your team. You still a Hindenburg, or at the very least a Zhao, right? Because I think I killed him before I killed the Hindenburg, right? I mean, even if I did, it doesn't matter, because, like, you can spot me. The Zhao clearly had a mind to shoot me. And if that game had been longer, I was going to run at the Thunderer, full speed. And maybe he could have hit me there too. But instead he's like, no, I don't really care like playing this game anymore. And so he shot me and died. And in the gearing game, like, I took more than half my HP at the start. And I did fine. I mean, the damage wasn't insane, but we won the game because I played the mid cap. So
yeah,
I don't know. Not as a DD captain. Yeah, you want to get big damage numbers. Yeah, you want to get that beautiful deep purple PR, and you're like, yeah, I'm 3,000 PR in something. But
I felt targeted.
we all want that, man. But at the same time, you got to choose. Like, very rarely can you get those wins while still doing that damage. I know I can't. I have to sacrifice one or the other generally.
Yeah.
In the gearing game, it is a damage game. Damage was poor. I got 2 kills somehow, but the damage wasn't very, very good at all. I guess I could show my statistics to show how good I am at that shit, but that doesn't really prove my point. My point is, sometimes you have to be like, all right, winning is the most important thing, so everything else comes secondary. And in the case of a destroyer, that's your job. Your job is to win the game. Because your battleships won't do it, and your cruisers, generally speaking, will try harder than your battleships, but at the same time, they're not able to do what you do. So winning the game is like your main goal. And if that means you don't shoot and you just sit there and spot and occasionally chunk torpedoes, that's fine. The single best game I've ever played in World of Warships was a 17,000 damage Shimakaze game where I got 250,000 spotting and solo capped 4 bases while being harassed by a Unicom CD the entire game. Because even though I didn't do anything, I won the game for my team by playing smart. Like, that is a DD in a nutshell. You just play smart, and you make it very difficult for the enemy to just run away with the lead. And, in the daring game, we managed to win. Daring game, not so much.
Yep.
So some games are a roll, and other games are like a long, prolonged fight. And staying alive is the most important thing.
Awesome. I think right there, we're going to end it right on that quote right there, because that was a winner. Anybody's welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay, but I'm going to end the recording and stuff. So I want to thank ChatBonk for coming on here and helping make everybody's gameplay a little bit better. And that's the whole idea of this session, is to raise the level of gameplay 20 people at a time. So thank you so much for attending, and thanks, Chat, for coming in and doing this. I know it's taking time out of your day, which is very appreciated.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to help, and I'm glad to be invited back.
Thanks. All right.
I've got a wee question just before we go. You were saying that Marceau and Kleber run totally different builds. Will we be able to have a wee peek at your Kleber build as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This one's kind of whatever. This isn't necessarily like the perfect build. I think you could probably drop concealment, because like this is obviously. Oh wait, this is my Marceau. Never mind. What the heck? Oops. Sorry about that. What I meant was, this is a clever build. You could drop AFT. You don't really need 16 kilometers of range. It's definitely helpful, but at the same time, you could also take concealment, or you could take maybe superintendent. I don't think this is super useful. 3 speed boosts are more than enough for like any game. I never run out, and the reload booster is nice, but I mean, you shouldn't really be running through these so much. They're basically just for knife fighting, or if you know you need to kill a target very quickly. So generally speaking, you should not run out of these too quickly. So it comes down to your preference. If you don't really care about like playing the objective and concealment isn't a thing for you, take range. Why not? It's free extra damage and it keeps you safe. If you're more in like, I want to dive caps and at the very least have more like close-in potential, then you take concealment. But your base build is the same with all DDs. Well, it's a gunboat build, so it's this. Then you take, so these are your 4. You take immediately. Then you take AR because free damage. Even in front of damage, you always take AR. And I actually have the special captains, which give me enhanced AR, which is why I don't have the elite French captain, because the damage bump at when you're really low on HP is close to 4 to 5% when you get down to like your last 10%. So I don't know, man. AR has saved me dozens of times, and I don't think 400 HP or 500 HP will necessarily always save me. But you have either. They're both excellent captains, but this one you can get for free, and this one in the shop for 1,500 gold or whatever. And then grab this for more DPM, because concealment doesn't matter at all. And then it's your choice. Do you want better concealment, or do you want better range? Carriers will still destroy you. You have no counter to that whatsoever. And what else would you take? I mean, I guess you could take demo, and then you could take this, which actually wouldn't be bad. So if you didn't care about concealment and you didn't need range, you could take this, this, and then this. Better turrets, better fire, and then better awareness, because it tells you if you get shot at. It's entirely your preference. I think I'm going to stick with AFT for now because of how backline sniping everybody is. And with the one last point you get, just take IFA. Or this, whichever one you prefer. I don't really knife fight with this too much, so I think I take IFA, but I mean, if you're aware, I didn't run IFA on 2 different ships, and save for the one Conqueror shot when I had an island to my side. It wasn't too big of a deal.
Awesome.